All right, guys, welcome to the House of Stiles, episode 4, where we will continue with part 2 of the next generation. Today we have our special guest, Jackson Stiles, that is, which is our eldest child. You got to experience a little bit of John on the last one, so let's get to know Jackson today. Jackson, give us your elevator speech. Who you are, how old you are, what you do, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I'm 20 years old. I'm a realtor. I'm trying to work hard in it now. And I'm engaged, getting married in May. And I'm just kind of the quiet one of the family.
Yes, you are the quiet one. So this is going to be an experience trying to get Jackson to open up, because let me tell you something. You have not experienced the Stiles fully unless you've experienced all of us, and that includes the quiet one, Jackson, who we also lovingly refer to as the glue of the family.
Yeah.
And by that, we mean he's the heart. He's the one that, I know it's probably weird speaking of you right in front of you, but you're the one that tends to be the one that holds us together. Mm-hmm. The one that brings it back into reality. The one that's like, okay, we're getting a little out of hand here. Mm-hmm. We need to bring it back in. And you're also the most nostalgic one probably of us all. You like the whole family, the idea of family unit, which is probably why you've chosen to get married young and get out on your own and start your own family starting next year. Yeah. So big things are happening for you, Jackson. And we're so happy that you have agreed or was voluntold that you're going to do this. Let's see. We've got a list of questions today. You're welcome, Rob.
Thank you.
They have been reviewed and approved by Rob and Jackson, so that we all have something to refer back to in case we get stuck. So, Jackson, how's real estate life? So you said you're a realtor, as we know. You've been in it for about 2 years now. Tell us how you got into it. Or what?
What got me into it was...
Speak up toward the mic. Yeah.
What got me into it was the fact that y'all were already in it. And it just... I kind of grew up around it, even if I didn't pay attention, so I was already kind of comfortable with it. So it just seemed like an easy option, and I mean, it's a good job, so why not?
Yeah. Well, tell us about, you graduated in May.
Mm-hmm. I did graduate in May, and I don't remember exactly how long it took after. I think it was
I think you got
almost a
July.
month. Yeah, almost a month after I graduated that I got my license. Went through the class and everything.
7 days, you took the class, and then you went and took the test and schooled us all. Mm-hmm. How was the test?
It was easy. They say
you will never hear anybody that has actually taken that test say that other than Jackson.
Yeah.
But they said you might get a hard test, you might get an easy test. I got an easy one, so pass it first try.
Yeah, we told the
story. So what else have you been doing for the 2 years that you've been a realtor as well?
Well, the first year I sold $2 million worth of property. And the second year, I kind of stepped back. I did a little more school, focused on myself.
Yeah, because you've been going to college.
That's what I was getting at.
A little more college focused. But up until recently, I've just now trying to get back into the swing of things, even in this tough market.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about what are you doing in college? Where are you at with it?
Right now, I'm taking my last class for my associate's degree. And I do still want my master's, but I think I'm going to take a year off after this one just to get my feet planted in some stable ground in real estate, at least until the market shifts. And then once I get into that pattern and I'm not having to consciously do everything all the time, I can take on more.
Gotcha.
Like another degree.
And
he's also doing his broker's class right now, too, on top of college and on top of real estate. He's taking basically another college class, a broker's class.
Mm-hmm. So just to let everybody know, you have to be in real estate as a sales associate for 2 years under a broker. It doesn't have to be consecutive years. It just has to be 2 years total of work experience before you can apply to become a broker. You got to take the course. The course is pretty intensive.
It is.
It's a little more in depth than the sales associate. And then, after you have the 2 years, you pass the class, you have to take another state board, and then you become, what you will become is a broker associate with Stiles Real Estate. But we'll come back to that, Jackson. But right now, because we're still on introductions, let's shake things up with, if someone were to describe you using only 3 words, what would they be?
Caring. I'm not going to say funny, but goofy. And
nailed it.
I want to say ambitious, but that's pretty much a very recent thing. So I'm going to say ambitious.
Well, that probably has a lot to do with what you've got facing you in the next year.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about growing up styles. You ready to tackle the styles portion of this?
Yes.
All right, what's your earliest or funniest memory growing up in the House of Stiles?
One of the earliest and funniest memories, me and my brother found a tree out in the front yard. Y'all remember the climbing tree? And I obviously, being me, I told him to go first. He climbs up the first branch, got scared, and started panicking. So I didn't know what to do with it. I was just watching him. All of a sudden, he swings backwards, still hanging on. So he's hanging upside down from this branch, panicking, and then just drops on his head. So
that was your funniest and earliest?
Earliest, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was a big pine tree right in the front yard of our Arkansas house, and they used to climb that tree all the time. But
I would come home from work and turn it in the driveway because the tree was right there to the right of the driveway, and I'd turn in and I could see their little faces sticking out of the pine leaves looking at me.
It's funny that you said that because when your brother was on, he talked about how you basically used to put him up to doing things first. I mean, that just shows your level of intelligence. Why would you?
Let's see how this is going to play out before I jump in.
Given the fact that he landed on his head, that's probably a little bit about what's wrong with him. But it was smart on you to not go first. So what I am excited to hear your response to this question. What was it like being the oldest? Did you feel like the test run child? Or do you feel like the test run child?
In a sense, yes. And I'll explain that. There were a lot of age milestones. Like, y'all didn't let me get a phone until 13. But the second I got my phone, John got his phone. And it was just that type of deal. It was like y'all tried to age some things out first, but as soon as I hit that goal, it was pretty immediate for John right after, which I get it, same year, same time period, but he was a year younger. And I don't have a problem with that, but
you do.
No.
A little bit. A little bit salty there.
Yeah, maybe. But there were some other things, some things that you might have worried a lot or freaked out over with me, you tend to take a lot better with John. I mean, there's not nearly the same panic.
Yeah. So when your brother was on, we talked a lot about the differences in your personalities, you and your brother, and how we had to really adapt our parenting styles to each child. We also discussed the fact that your brother was a dog when it came to what he wanted, and he would literally ride us and ride us and ride us. So you can only imagine when we brought that phone in to the house at 13 years old, the amount of turmoil your brother was putting on us. Now, was that right that we probably gave into it? He should have probably waited to 13. But at the same time, Jackson was also playing things that John was missing out on that they wanted to play together. And John didn't have a phone. So yes, we maybe dropped the ball. Maybe we gave in too soon with John. maybe we didn't.
I think that goes though. With,
they're only 15
with
months
second
apart.
and third and fourth children. I mean, the first child, it's your first child, and you're nervous, and you want everything to be perfect, and you want them to be spotless, and you want them to be clean, all this stuff. And the second child comes along after the trauma of the first child, and the second child comes along, and he's like, you know what, whatever. You know what, the chocolate's on his face. It'll wash off later. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, for example, John remember he went through a spell there, and it was a fight. It was a hill I wasn't ready to die on. He always got his dessert first before dinner.
Always.
Like, Jackson really wasn't a big dessert eater, so it wasn't a battle. But John literally would want his dessert first, which plays a lot into the things that we love about John. Like, that's a life lesson right there. Like, why wait? Yes, you need to get your nutrients and blah, blah, blah. But also, like, damn it, eat your dessert first sometime, because life is short. But yeah, those are we gave into, in all honesty, I know I gave in to John a lot more than I did for Jackson, but I would also, in those times of conversation with Jackson, tell him, look, Jackson, I get your frustration with this. I'm trying to parent y'all appropriately, but at the same time, I promise you, this will make you a better person in the long run. Not saying that John's not a good person, but I would tell him, I know it appears that I'm running harder on you, because I couldn't with John. He wouldn't allow it.
And I'll let you know, one reason for that is these two are two peas in a pod. They could have literally been twin brother and sister.
Me and him?
Yes.
Oh,
Jackson and Faith could have been twins. They look alike, but they act alike. They have the same mannerisms, the same temperament. I think Faith always says he fell straight off my butt.
Literally. Yeah. Sorry, Jackson. I know that's TMI. But we've always had a very unique understanding of each other.
Yep.
That sometimes played well for a relationship, and sometimes it's explosive.
Yeah, I think we can just read. I think we can see. I might say something, and it might sound totally different, but you still understand what I'm trying to say.
Right. And John and Rob tend to have that, connection
so
too.
Jackson, I'm going to ask a question. So, what was it like growing up with us as your parents? Now, be honest. Maybe not too honest.
Yeah. It was. I actually had a lot of fun. Mom, you were young, so you still had a lot of energy. Dad, you were the average age, but you still had that want to do things with us.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, you were old. That's what he was.
No. Yeah, I was gray-headed.
You were not gray until after you had
you were
the
pretty
children.
normal age having us. I mean,
started after the boys.
So how old were you when we had the boys? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were late 30s.
Yeah.
Wow, you were a baby.
Yeah.
You were still a baby.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little later, but I mean that you're not old. 38.
Fun fact: my boys have never seen me without a beard, without a goatee.
No, we've never seen that.
Mm-mm.
And they never will, as long as I'm alive.
Yeah,
and I remember one time you did shave it down really low, so I could see a little more skin. I was just like,
you look totally
what is that?
different.
Yeah, I need a little trim now.
Yeah.
I know a good beautician that might could help me out.
Which we'll get to that. She's in the room right now.
Yeah.
Who got in more trouble, you or John?
I did. I just couldn't get away with what John could get away with. And it was mostly early years. Early, like pre-10 years, I was just the problem child. And then starting a little after that, John went through his teenage years. I never really hit those years like John did. I mean, I started bucking up a little bit, but not like John. But I mean, he deserved it. He was good, little. I mean, we just flip-flopped.
Yeah, you did do a little bit of that. So when you say problem years or whatever, so 1 to 10, let me just tell you something. You came into this world a fighter. And that is no joke. The nurses in the nursery, do you remember this,
Yeah.
Rob?
Yeah.
I had a little pillow that everybody got to sign that got to visit Jackson. Well, they signed it and said you were a pill in the nursery, meaning you were a tough little newborn. Like, he literally would hold his fist like this. We would have to pry them open to clean them. But we set you in your little swing thing one time, and your little fists were like this, in front of boxing. Why we did that, I have no idea. But you enjoyed it, and you were like,
Did I really?
yes. And I was like, good night. This one came out a fighter.
I tell you what, I bet our neighbors were so sick of the name Jackson being yelled across the backyard and the front yard for the first few years.
Then when you got your feet underneath you, it was like your nickname was Action Jackson. Because, dear Lord, what is that Incredibles movie that Disney, that little fast guy?
What was his
Oh, I can't remember the son.
Yes,
I can't remember his
but
name.
that is
Yeah.
who he reminded me of.
Yeah,
it was insane. He
he
was
was-
like lightning.
He was
Wee, wee.
a great athlete. He was always the fastest one on the field, whether it was baseball, whether it was soccer, then later in lacrosse. At lacrosse, you started in the 9th or 10th grade?
I did, but
And-
I came out of it, I think, at the end of sophomore.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
stay in it long.
And you were
He was just
outrunning
fast.
everybody
Yeah, I was out running a lot
on
of
the
people.
field, even the
There was-
seniors.
There was
It
some
was
that
There was
crazy.
one track guy who, he had the long legs. He had the running position. If he really tried out there, I guarantee you he would have beat all of us. I mean, he
Yeah.
was fast.
Yeah, so it was a challenge just keeping up with you. And then when I'd catch you, I paid hell doing it because Jackson was going to let me know. I have places to go. You were in my way. That is so much like me. I paid for my raising right there. So.
When Jackson was born and brought home, we were living in Senatobia, Mississippi. Remember? And we had the big, like 8 acres and a pond. And Jackson, by the time he was maybe 2, he was running the full circumference of that 8 acres, just
And we would let him because it was
With
the
a-
only way we could
with a
calm him
big
down.
smile on his face, just running like Forrest Gump. Oh,
Like you'd
running.
be out there on the tractor mowing, and he's like la 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 running beside
Yes,
you. And
yeah.
it's just, whatever, let him do it. So, what's a family tradition or moment you'll carry into your own future family? Now, this is interesting.
This one's easy. Thanksgiving.
Oh,
We're gonna
my
do
gosh.
we're gonna go all out. It's gonna be mostly homemade, except for maybe a couple things like I prefer homemade mac and cheese, but homemade, like store-bought mac and cheese is okay, but keep everything homemade, keep everything there. I don't want to just not cook some things, and then the activities after, which is usually the lack of activities after, which is kind of the
Nap.
chill day, nap time.
Yeah.
Keep that.
What is that in turkey that knocks you out when you eat turkey?
Some kind of
starts with a
enzyme
T.
or something.
Yeah.
It works on me heavily.
Well, that I have already thought about with you because if something ever happens to me, that is one of my greatest fears is Jackson. Jackson solely is the reason that I do what I do on
He
Thanksgiving.
lives for that
All
one
year.
day a year.
Yeah.
The feast days. Since he was a little boy, I have literally somewhere in the house, now it's probably moved because we moved, but I have in the front of some book the menu that I go by every year and the grocery list. So I'm trying to make the transition easy. Now, Caitlin and yourself will probably need to get in the kitchen this Thanksgiving and
Yes.
really learn how,
Yes.
because that's how I learned. Like, there's just some things that I don't measure. My mom didn't measure. She's like, measure with your heart. I don't know. Just throw it in there. And she literally, however she does it, she's talking and pouring stuff, and you're like, you're not even paying attention.
Yeah.
So y'all have to maybe even get in there with the video camera so that you'll know.
Yeah.
But I will say, as long as I'm alive and able, Thanksgiving's at Mom's house.
All right.
All right, I got a question. We're rapid firing you.
Okay.
So, what's one lesson you learned growing up in our household that still sticks with you?
Still sticks with me growing up. That you need to really think about what you're doing.
That is wild. That is what John said.
That's exactly
I mean,
what
because
John
like
said.
y'all would punish us and do the thing, and we'd get mad and go back to our rooms. But then y'all would also like sit us down and be like, okay, this is why this is wrong. This is why you need to think about it next time. And I think that ended up helping us more. And it basically, I mean, y'all just kind of, I can be unaware at times, but y'all have taught me how important awareness is, both socially and personally.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to just let things go, and you don't want to miss something, but you also need to
Read the room. As
read the
Faith
room.
says.
Yes.
That is wild. In full disclosure, Jackson was not present with John's podcast, and John is literally still editing it as we speak, so nobody's seen the finished product. So these two boys did not collaborate
Really?
with this.
He said
and
the same
he
thing?
said the exact
Yeah.
same
Wow.
thing, which is good.
Mhm.
But it's wild to me.
So this kind of just rolls. I'll just ask one more. This kind of just follows that. What it was the one House of Stiles rule that you rolled your eyes at when they were looking?
This was a weird rule because it was implemented, I think, at 13. But it didn't last long. It was videos that cussed.
Knowing good and well.
YouTube videos that had people who cussed. I
It didn't last long, obviously.
just kind of
Well, I mean, everything. The news people now and the politicians cuss on TV. I mean, it's
Yeah, that was a rule for a brief moment. I was trying to teach them right. I was trying to teach them to use better words.
And that's the thing.
speaking of cussing,
I knew what the problem was, and I was scared to death to cuss. But it's just like, even still, I prefer people who cuss because they tend to be funnier.
yeah.
Oh, that's
They
good.
tend to be more.
But I will say this: both of them, and especially Jackson, and he's 20 years old, and he still will not cuss around us. And if he does,
On purpose.
He slips
Yeah, not on
up.
yeah,
purpose.
if it slips out, he immediately apologizes and he feels bad about it. And he'll kind of get sheepish about it and laugh or something. But you can tell he's aware. Even at 20 years old, I think that's really cool, actually.
Well, it's a matter of respect.
Yeah, exactly.
So they feel like they're disrespecting us when they do that, and we appreciate that. We really do. There's certain people that I won't say certain things around out of respect. I'll say it in a different way. I just won't use vulgar words to do it. And and I think it has been proven that some of the smartest people in the world had the worst vocabulary. So we're doing pretty good, Jackson. What's one thing you swore you'd never say or do like your parents, but already find yourself doing? I'm sure there was a lot of stuff when you were young, you're like, I'll never do that.
I got one of each.
Okay.
For you is get angry so easily. I have your temper, and I recognized it, and I want to be a little more stoic. I don't want to be as quick to anger, but you know this. It's really easy for me to get angry sometimes. And for you is the aloofness. I am aloof.
Which is why I get angry sometimes. It's a circle.
Like, sometimes I have to consciously ground myself, like, hold on, what are you doing? You're not paying attention. Refocus, right? But I'll catch myself just being totally off in the clouds. Like, I can read something, and then I have to reread it 30 times because I'm thinking about something else. Or I could hear something, but if I'm thinking about something else, I just forget it immediately. So
as we have all discovered in the 4 podcasts which we are also discovering things about each other, which is quite amusing to me. It's fun.
None of this is rehearsed.
This is off the cuff. But I think what people are discovering is Rob is the court jester. I am the judge of some sort and quite temperish. And we basically have 2 children that are the good blend. I would say, of
And
our better sides.
And we got it's so weird because I mean there's 4 halves of both of y'all, and me and John split that equally. I got one piece of you, one piece of you. He got the other piece of both of you.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I wouldn't say we're polar opposites, but the way we act and think.
So to me, and this is weird, looking at you two, even standing side by side.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a stranger, I would not pick you as brothers.
Yeah.
At all.
Mm-hmm.
John has blue eyes. He used to have blonde hair. It's brown now, but he looks like you. This one looks like me. But they both have similar, I mean, they have their own personality, most definitely. Some things I'm like, I don't know where that came from. But
So since we're talking about that, let's look at sibling rivalry.
Okay.
where are we at?
Yeah, where are we at?
We are in Flagler Beach, Florida.
No, where are we at on your list? Because you're.
Sibling rivalry.
Why are you skipping around?
Cause
I don't even have that.
What are you talking
So-
about? I don't even
All right.
know that either.
Let's so let's talk
like,
about
where
that.
do you come off?
So you're
this?
both in real estate. You both like gaming.
Yeah.
You both have girlfriends. So who's more competitive?
I was the competitive one. I was the one that always needed to win.
That's what John said.
And John was more the one that would just go with the flow, whether because he either wanted to or had to, because I would try to win no matter what.
You would not let him win.
Yeah. No.
Ever.
He was going to earn it if he won.
Ever since probably late high school years, I kind of flipped. I'm not in competition with John in anything anymore. John tried competing with some things, and I just kind of was like, oh,
Like
nice.
boxing, like tried to get
Yeah,
you
like
to
good job.
fight with him.
And that wasn't because I didn't care. It's just I don't see the need to compete with John. I mean, there's no reason. There's no actual real rivalry between us. I mean, it's pretty chill.
You're on John's questions, by the way.
Yeah, it's okay though. So what's
He's gonna really
these
throw
are really good.
you off.
What's the biggest difference between your personality and John's personality?
So this goes back to what I said about us taking one half of each of you. John has your logic, and lacks
John is much smarter than your dad.
and lacks
I'm just playing.
emotional awareness.
Lacks emotional awareness. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, he does.
I do have. I mean, I'm logical, but I'm a lot more empathetic than John is as well.
Yes.
And some other differences. He typically is more roll with the punches. He doesn't get mad very easily at all. I mean, first insult thrown at me is
Gloves
fighting
off.
words. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I say I'm the quiet one. He kind of is too now.
He wasn't.
He wasn't. He was not the quiet one,
Oh
but
my gosh. No, he was class clown. Always.
yeah, but he's now kind of the quiet one. I've come out of my shell a little bit just because I've had to with growing up and all that jazz. So, it was weird. It was interesting. We flip-flopped on so many things. I mean, for the first half of our lives, I was one thing, he was the other, and now I'm the other, and he's the one thing.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so getting away from sibling rivalry, I'm sure it'll come back up again. Let's talk about business and real estate, I presume. We'll do a little bit there. So we've already talked about what made you jump into real estate. How do you respond when people ask you, Jackson, this isn't on your list, so this is just a personal question. How do you want to respond? Because the way you want to respond and the way that you actually or have been allowed to respond out of respect that you've been taught. When people say, did your mom make you go into real estate? Let's just tackle that. Let's get a little bit edgy and push the limit a little bit. Because how do you want to respond to that?
how I want to respond is a lot more aggressive.
Let's tell them.
It's very
Well, how does it make you feel when somebody asks you that?
It's insulting. Because first, it makes me question why I'm doing it, which, I mean, I know why I'm doing it. So someone making me question that just makes me a little mad. But also, it's the tone and the message. It's very passive aggressive.
Yeah, no.
And even if they mean well, like, oh, are you sure you're doing what you really want to do and you got to do what you love? That's really, at the end of the day, it's none of their business, in my opinion. It's not their life. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and they have no control over that. I don't know.
All right, so let me.
I like that about you.
I do too, and that's how he has always been, and it is my most valued character about Jackson. Is he knows who he is. He knows, and he's very. Like, this one right here was such an easy child to raise in the sense of the older years as he got into high school. Because he was like, if the whole drinking, drugging, chasing women, that just wasn't his thing.
Mm-mm.
And you were very solid in your faith.
Mm-hmm.
And you would go toe-to-toe with anybody about that.
Yeah.
But going back to the question, he has been asked that question probably a couple of times now. And of course, I was offended by it because not those people not knowing the dynamics of this family, they need to understand, okay, even if I did encourage him to go into real estate, which I highly did. I encourage anybody at a young age to get their real estate license. Why wouldn't you? It's so easy to get in. You know you're going to buy a house on your own one day. Mm-hmm. It only helps you in your, life. But they don't understand the dynamic. I gave both of my kids, whatever you want to do, you've got my full support as long as you do it, as long as you give it your all.
Yeah.
So, and like he said, it's none of your business in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little offensive on both sides. So let's just clarify that. I didn't make him get into real estate. I sure am glad he did. And I sure am glad. I am probably pushing him harder to get his broker's license than I did to get his actual real estate, because your father does not want to babysit people. That is his. And
I really chose a tough profession because I'm just not a people person. I'm not social. I could count on one hand and maybe half of that on how many friends I really have.
Which is not a bad thing.
No, it's not at all.
I think what people, that's been one of the hardest things for me too. We've discussed this on the podcast. But what people nowadays, they think it's more of a quantity of friends than a quality of friends and the people you surround yourself with.
You're trying to be the mean girls of your area. It's just like,
and they think you have to do this, just be the mayor of your real estate community and this and that. But there's room for the introverts in real estate.
And think about this. Think about your friends growing up, Faith. My friend, I don't talk to them really anymore. I could, and we're that long ago relationship still there, but that's not who I would call if I was in a crisis or if I needed to talk to somebody. That literally changes throughout your whole life.
And I think it is good in real estate because some people need the energy, need that in your face.
And you don't need to be distracted by a lot of people, a lot of friends.
Realtor to get their house for them because they want to be happy. But some people, I feel, especially the quieter ones, want someone who's calmer, someone who's not blowing them up and blah blah a bunch. When I say I'm quiet, I prefer not to talk. But when I do talk, it's not a lot of fluff.
Oh, you don't like
I like being a lot more straightforward.
Yeah.
Like even right now, this podcast, it kind of feels weird having to explain everything. But it just, I don't know. I think,
knowing you, I'm trying to keep it less superficial and more in depth because I do know you. And I do know you're like, this is pointless. Why am I talking about the superficial? Let's go a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to probe you into different questions or deeper questions because that's just who you are.
Yeah.
You're like, let's just cut to the punch and get to the meat of it and talk about something with some substance versus where most people like to hang out in the superficial.
You know, Jackson, and you've heard this, you're probably, whoever's listening, you've heard this your whole life, but Jackson at a young age, without being told this, figured this out because he doesn't talk much, especially in public, especially when it's the four of us. I'm doing a lot of the talking, Mama's talking a lot, John's talking, and Jackson's sitting back a lot of times just listening. And
Smiling,
yeah.
getting in trouble because
Yeah.
he's laughing when he's
and you know, we would say, Jackson, you need to talk when you're in public. You know, you need to open your mouth and speak to everybody. And literally at a young age, I don't remember what age it was, he said, I learn a lot more when I listen.
That's right.
When was that? That was a few years
You were
ago.
you were young.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
So what's something your generation does differently in real estate that works for you?
I wouldn't say this is too different, but we've had a lot easier time with social media. Because, I mean, y'all didn't grow up with social media.
No, thank God.
Y'all have had to take classes and to figure out the apps. I mean, my generation,
Grew up on
most of us grew up with that on our phones by, like, I don't know,
14.
not even at this point. I mean, probably less
Yeah,
than
you're
10
like
now.
7 years old
Um,
playing on their phones.
Yeah,
Younger
so-
than that.
I mean, other than the fact that you have to learn what to implement business-wise, but that's with anything. We know a lot about how to get clicks and views and stuff on social media.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch gears to life, love, and engagement.
Life, love, and engagement.
All
Okay.
right. So congratulations, you're getting married in May. How's the wedding planning going?
It's going decent. It's going slow. We got 7 months left, and there's still some things we got to work out. But I mean, we got some pretty big. We got some of the biggest things you plan out. I mean, we figured out where we're doing it. That's huge. We figured out the
date.
The date, yes, and the honeymoon. I mean, those are some big things. And some things we need to work out that are still I would consider pretty important early would be dress code,
Food.
like what we're wearing, and food. Yeah.
All right, so how did y'all meet?
Which time? First time,
The
or
first
like when we
time.
first started talking?
Let's just go back to how did y'all meet in general? Like, y'all were
We-
very young when you met.
We were like 12. We were in the same class.
You were
in
homeschooled,
school.
though.
We were
so
homeschooled. Yeah, it was I don't know what we
Co-op.
It was a co-op. Yeah. We were in the same class, and at that point, I wasn't really into, I guess, the girlfriend. I didn't understand it, but I was into hanging out with
Different.
boys, my friends, yeah. And then the first time I noticed her, I think, when was this? I think this was 14. Wasn't it
That's
14?
about it.
That's a tough age.
That's the age.
And that was after leaving the co-op for a year and then coming back. So yeah, 14. And we texted back and forth. It was stupid. I mean, it was 14-year-old.
You were like calling her names.
Yeah,
in
I was
order to
calling her
flirt
names.
with
She was
her.
calling me names. And then we did that for probably another year. Stopped talking a year after that. And one day I went to a friend's house with my brother for his birthday, and Jake, her little brother, was there. And he asked us if because we bonded him with him quickly.
Yeah, y'all were friends with Jake before you were friends. Well, kind of. Y'all were friends with Jake pretty close before you
John and
Caitlin
Jake
started.
got really close really fast. I was there too, but I didn't get close with Jake like John did. But I mean, this was like maybe not even a month or two after we were playing our game, and he asked me, do I want to play against Caitlin? And I was like, I don't know, why? Well, because she's really good, and like I think she can actually beat you. And I was like, okay, fine, throw her on. So turns out she never played the game. And
Caitlin.
she never played the game
Smooth
ever.
move, Caitlin.
And after, I mean, I don't know what the score was, but it was basically like 10-0. I texted her, and it was basically me flexing on her that I beat her. And then after that,
So competitive.
yeah, after that we just started talking. But it was better. It wasn't just insults
Yeah.
and stuff.
That's good.
Oh man, what are you most looking forward to about marriage?
Thanksgiving.
Thanks. Yeah. It's complicated. I think the fact that I will be living my own independent life with her, I think. I mean, there's. I don't know. It's hard
Freedom.
to say. It's hard to say one thing because I mean, as a whole, marriage encompasses so much, and I'm just excited for all of it. I mean,
Good answer. Oh, and this is going to get awkward because she's sitting here. If you could describe your fiance in 3 words, what would they be? And I would suggest here is a tip: choose wisely.
beautiful,
Oh,
fun, and spunky.
she's feisty
Sassy.
little.
Yeah,
sassy.
feisty.
Sassy's a good word
Sassy.
for her. What's one thing you've learned about relationships from watching your parents? Oh boy.
I've seen what not to do, and I've seen what to do, and I've also saw that it just takes, I don't even know what the word is, consistency almost. You can't just give up. I mean, even if y'all are at each other's throats and it seems like y'all will never ever fix it. I'm not saying if it's something terrible, like they cheated on you or something, that's different. But I'm saying like if y'all are just stressed and life is hitting you hard and y'all just don't want to be around each other because they make it worse, just stay committed to each other and eventually it will get better.
And there's Jackson the glue right there. Because he always made sure this family was.
Yeah.
It's gonna get better.
Yep.
Just hang in there.
Yep.
I know. I don't want any. All right. Switching gears again. Do you have any on your old list that you would like to add? Gosh. I promise I sent him the new list. He just chooses
What's
to make my life
something your
chaos.
generation doesn't get about ours?
We just asked that.
No, he didn't.
No, you didn't.
I swear I thought
No.
we did.
Just how.
Yes, we did.
What generation are we talking about? Like y'all's or even older? Or just in general?
Well, even older.
We asked it about real estate to clarify what works for them versus our generation.
Yeah, no. I'm asking
In general.
I'm asking in general,
In general?
literally, but your generation and dealing with your mom, who's a millennial, older millennial, me's Gen X, and then the boomers in the world. What's the biggest difference? What bothers you the most?
Now, for millennials, you're not one of them, but is how just weird you are. I mean, because y'all, I don't know what y'all have done, but it's just like, jeez. I don't know if like Jim Carrey got a hold of you or something, but it was just weird what y'all do. And then Gen X, y'all seem so, I want to say carefree, but y'all aren't. I mean, obviously y'all have convictions, but it's like with some things y'all just really don't care, and it's just
But
Nailed
then,
it.
And
but
it's
then
just-
they purposely try to be cool with it.
yeah, and it's just like
Like we don't care. That's what makes
we don't
us
try
cool.
to be cool. We are cool.
Oh boy,
Jeez.
here we go. That's typical Gen X right there.
and then for boomers it's just stuck in your ways. I mean, they're kind of
That's what John said too.
rude.
John. Yeah,
So
they
what
can.
about
mean-
your generation?
Gen
If,
Z?
if you could speak on your generation, Gen Z, what would
What
you
we're confused about, or
No.
No,
Gen-
just in general. How would you describe Gen Zers?
it's definitely a lot. There's a lot of scrambling. I mean, trends. The older generations trended kind of cohesively. I think just because ours is still a little young, we're still trying to figure out exactly what we are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have some people going one route, becoming millionaires. You have others becoming homeless and
I think
jobless.
your
And it's just like
what you're trying to say is your generation's more heavily influenced than ours.
influenced by what?
social media, the culture.
Yes. I mean, one thing is ours, it's almost hypocritical, but we become so self-absorbed in our image, particularly, I mean, into with social media. I mean, that influences a bunch. I mean, that makes people either feel really confident or really self-conscious. But at the same time, everyone's fighting for a sense of self as well, like independence. Like, I need to look good on social media, but don't you dare tell me how to live. You know what I'm saying? Like,
interesting.
it's weird. I'm not going to say fake, because I mean, they're not fake. A lot of them are pretty open with what they believe in and stuff on social media, as you know. I don't know.
I tell you what I've noticed, and maybe it has to do with social media being so accessible, is Gen Z, you know, in all of us older generations, we look down and we say little funny quips or jokes about Gen Z. But let me tell you something. Y'all are engaged. Mm-hmm. Y'all have opinions on major topics. When I was that age, I mean, coming out of high school and stuff, I didn't care. I didn't care what was going on in politics. I didn't care what was going on in the world. I didn't care.
No, I didn't up until recently.
And you guys seem to be, I mean, it goes for John too, who's, you know, a year and a half younger than Jackson. I mean, they are much more engaged in what's going on around them.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, here's what I want to say about every generation looks down upon the next generation under them, or really the two underneath them, and they're like, they're the worst generation, they got it all wrong. But what I want to remind everybody is who raised them.
Exactly.
So, for example, boomers raised Xers and millennials. But you have nothing nice to say. Well, the majority, there is this huge movement between boomers and millennials. You raised them.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So, like, for millennials, when my grandchildren come along and they're doing things that are wonky, I'm going to have to remind myself, well, I raised their parents. And they, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, essentially, even you look at in our government, who raised us? Mm-hmm. America is off kilter right now, like just off, but who raised us? And those same people are still the majority in the government. Who raised us?
Gen Z, the younger ones, like I said, if we were in that age group, we wouldn't have cared. But Gen Z recognized that.
And they're saying, you raised us.
They literally say that.
Because they're fearless.
Yep.
So we've created this little Gen Z monsters, and but they're good. They're good. I mean that in a good way.
I think there is more to look for in the future than people are giving you guys credit for. I think they are much more worldly wise at their age than we were at
and this, I'll add on that, this is something every kid has dreamed of, you know, from the first moon landing to the first phone to the internet. Looking forward to, like, the wonders of the future is great, but I think our generation in particular, if the world finds its balance, it's very, very promising. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because y'all are looking at, y'all grew up in the world of technology, so you are not as enthralled with it as even ours. We're just like amazed by. You're just like, it is what it is, but you're also, your generation's starting to see the negative effects of it as well. Mm-hmm. So y'all's generation, this Gen Z generation, is a generation that's moving into the rural communities, getting back in the homesteads, which millennials did too. That older or younger generation of millennials, the ones that came after me, pushed a trend to, like, let's get away from the cell phones. Let's get more into our mental health than our parents did, and stuff like that. Let's holistically look at the family, and I think it's promising too.
There's a lot of recognition of negative trends. I mean, I remember in high school, the thing was to just, for lack of better words, sleep around. I mean, I had teammates talking about it and talking about who they slept with and if they slept with the same person, and it's just like, geez. Anyways, but I've noticed it a lot on TikTok, especially. There was a trend a couple years ago that was just basically finding your soulmate and spending the rest of your life. And that trend has kind of gone away now. I don't see much of the videos, but you see it happening more. Of course, there's obviously the outliers that still want to sleep around. I mean, that's every generation. But you see a lot of people my age trying to bring the family back. I mean, look at Charlie Kirk. He was older than us, but he was the basically spokesperson for us. I mean, he was the one pushing us to go make families and to
Do something with your life.
do something with your life. It's not always a party. I mean, I've definitely seen a trend toward the family unit again. As
Yeah,
a
and speaking
generation.
of that, Gen Zers are not big drinkers.
No, it's a study just came out. Alcohol consumption with that is the lowest it's ever been with that generation.
And they have really stepped into their faith
Yeah.
big
The
time.
Gen Z movement back
Yep.
into spiritual and religious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've entered, and a lot of it has to do with Charlie Kirk over, all of his podcasts and everything. Y'all really entered into the political realm. I mean, you really take note and care, and
We definitely had to pick sides and take convictions with a lot. Whereas, like, some generations, I mean, y'all were, I'm not saying y'all had easy times, y'all went through some bad recessions and stuff, but, like, y'all didn't have to pick a side. You know what I mean? Y'all could have
Exactly.
That's what I was about to say.
Y'all could have just gone with the flow.
And we did.
Bad times passed through.
I let my parents handle
But
that.
now it's just like there's just, I mean, the country's polarized politically, but also, I mean, there's just like, it comes down to the smallest opinions on like abortion or religion or whether or not marriage
And
is
they're
actually
coming to you.
important, and you're having to pick a side. I mean,
They're making you. They're
Yeah,
coming
they're
to
making
you.
you.
Both sides
They're
are
coming at you.
To you.
Oh, yeah.
At you.
They
Yeah.
because you, as I said, your generation coming up it's very promising what this generation is doing and what it will be capable of when it takes the reins of the country and businesses and all that. And there are people that are scared of that.
yeah.
There are people
Yeah.
that are really intimidated by that, and so winning the hearts and minds of Gen Z right now is a huge tug of war.
Is the ticket. Truly, it is the
Yeah.
ticket. It is the future. And whether you want to change the country, the world for good or bad, you got to get to the hearts of the kids.
Yep.
So the youth. And I think that was a quote of somebody important. I have to look it up. I don't remember. I can always remember what people say or roundabout, but I can't remember who says it. All right. So, Rob, do you have any questions on yours that you could ask him that before I hit him with the rapid fire questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
One more that's got some substance to it.
Yeah. So let's talk about social media and tech and trends. How do you think social media has affected your generation, and do you see a trend in your generation because of social media? Or
Yes. It's one of the biggest factors to the polarization, because you can get behind a keyboard and just spout off whatever you want and no one can really do anything about it, and that gives people a braveness, and so they can just get pretty brazen with what they say, which is, inciting, and that inciting language has just become so common that that's almost just how we talk. Because I mean, like, you can have different opinions and that's okay. I mean, one person says, I'm not going to get married because I don't want to. The other person says, I want to get married because I feel like I have to. Or someone in between, and that's okay. But then you have these keyboard warriors going on there and just saying, you're stupid. If you believe that, you're an idiot. I'm right, you're wrong. Go get a life, that kind of thing.
How do you handle
So there's
trolls?
a lot of just polarization. Trolls, they've been recognized, and they can and will rage bait people, but also
And you've been victim of that. How
Yes.
did you handle that? Or how are you learning to handle that? Because let's be real, you're still young, and you're
what
just
people need to realize, and my generation just doesn't, is that you can turn it off and you don't have to look at it.
Right. You can
I
keep
mean, that's
scrolling.
an insult or that's something that incites you and makes you angry. That's in your hand and in your control. I mean, if you don't want to see it, just either scroll past, turn it off, or just block them. I mean, it's like, I'm going to be careful because cyberbullying is very real, but it's just like, you're going to let someone's stupid little letters hurt your feelings that bad. It's just text. They're not even saying it to your face because they're too scared to. I mean, people need to realize that there's a lot more control that you have, and you don't need to give in. It's just, people need to learn self-control, I think,
Yeah.
with social media.
Awesome. Good answer. All right, I'm going to hit you with some rapid fire. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Favorite meal mom makes?
Oh, there's not really one, but I'll say one. Thanksgiving.
Imagine that.
Oh, so y'all know, don't bother Jackson on Thanksgiving because he's not answering. He's
Yeah.
going to be eating. And I promise you, when we're all done, he will keep going for an hour after we're all done for the day. You will sit there and just gorge yourself.
Founder himself.
Yeah. All right, go to fast food order. Oh my gosh, I
Wings
know.
and things, boneless tongue torch with a sweet tea from Zaxby's.
All right. Coffee or sweet tea?
That is really hard. Both.
All right, so here's what's interesting. And here's what's crazy about AI. I asked AI to pull 2 different sets of questions for these boys, starting with John. They put on his rapid fire coffee or energy drink. I didn't tell them anything about what the boys drink.
Mm-hmm.
And they put on that he has coffee or sweet tea.
Maybe ChatGPT can look up your orders at Zaxby's.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, how did they know?
I got a couple of rapid fire.
Okay, go ahead.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
Okay. Well, this is a tough one right here. This would be a tough one for me. Dog or cat?
Oh my gosh, since
God.
when did you become a cat person?
I
Oh,
don't
you
know,
can't
man.
even say dog now.
I
You
know.
you have to say
I love
cat.
dogs, but I have to say cat. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, y'all have become
cannot believe you're a cat
people.
person.
I mean, I want to be both, but I only have a cat.
You have 2 dogs. They're all our dogs. It takes
they're-
a village.
Yeah.
Yeah, those 2 yahoos definitely.
I don't know though. I just have a connection with Coraline that I don't have with the other cats.
Tell it.
and dogs.
Who's Coraline? Tell the
Oh, Coraline's my cat. She's
black.
a black cat. She's 12 pounds. She's a little chunky,
A monster.
but she
She's
was
so pretty.
15, so she's losing weight. But I'm her person. She's very shy. She's getting comfortable around Caitlin just because Caitlin's around a lot. She's in my room a lot, and I'm sure she smells me on her. But I'm the one that she cuddles at night, and first one to be. I'm the first one that she wakes up when she needs fed, unless I have her locked out of my room.
She'll break that door down. That big girl's
Yeah.
gonna eat.
Yeah. But
She
yeah,
literally, when
I'm
y'all
her
are
person.
not there, when you leave, she comes downstairs. It's the only time she's really social with me. And I even picked her up the other morning when I came in. You weren't there.
Mhm.
She sits at that window where you pull your truck up.
Mhm.
It is the saddest thing ever. I swear, Coraline has literally spent her entire life looking at the door for either Tiki, which was her cat friend, or Jackson. And
Yep.
I'm like, oh my gosh, but I honestly cannot even imagine my house without Coraline in it, sneezing, and she's got asthma.
She got asthma and allergies.
Allergies and all kind of stuff.
She's so pretty though, but like it breaks my heart to think that they're going to take her away from me. She's going to have nights
Right.
over.
Two more little quick
Mm-hmm.
questions. Favorite movie?
That's a good one.
Recently, Superman. Absolutely loved
The new Superman?
I
Loved
haven't
the new
watched-
Superman.
I
It
watched
was just
No
it
spoilers.
it was so. It just went back to what Superman was. It was just the man of hope. I don't know what he was called.
We'll
the
have
hope
to watch
symbol.
it now.
But there was no
positive.
It was positive. Yes, there was no subliminal message, or there was no crazy like, man, I got to really think about some things. It was just a fun movie.
Nice.
Great movie.
All right, last one from me. your favorite music group?
Boy.
Your music tells a lot about you.
I like Mumford and Sons a lot.
I knew
but
it.
Are we talking about a group? Because
Okay,
if it's a group,
what's your
I'm just-
favorite genre right now?
genre? There's so many different genres that encompass this, but I like the real, so let's say one side I like Stained, and I like Alice in Chains, specifically their Nutshell song. And that's just kind of like, I wouldn't say, it's kind of depressing, but it's a lot
That's good
more
music right
grounded,
there.
real, kind of low feelings. But then also like Mumford and Sons, they have some songs that
Yep.
kind of portray the same feeling. But I really listen to music based on how my mood. I'm just one of those mood listeners. Like if
So
I'm
do
angry, I
you
want angry
go
music.
to your music, and I'm asking you this because do you go to your music to fuel your mood or to change your mood? Because I'm
Sometimes-
learning the older I get that I need to view my music more as like a healing thing instead of an inciting thing. Because when I'm in a bad mood, the first thing I want to do is go play Tupac, gangster rap, and that doesn't help my
I think I do
mood.
fuel some of it. But I mean, like, if it's a long enough car ride and I'm, let's say, angry, I'll be listening to my, heavier rock, some metal.
What kind of heavy rock and metal?
I'm just not getting into it because Caitlin was she's really into it. She knows all the Metallica songs, all the different bands and stuff. So I do like Metallica. I like a lot of their songs. Caitlin has got me into a little bit of Motionless in White. They're a little more emo for me, so I'm still trying to get used to that. I just like the older rock. I don't know about the new stuff. I mean, it sounds
knows how to
great.
make a dad proud.
It sounds great, but like Slipknot, they're kind of older. I would say they're not
my
brand
generation.
new. Slipknot's pretty good. I don't know. I kind of like the more, I guess, grunge. I like grunge.
Oh, interesting. I thought you were a country person.
Oh, I am country, but in terms of rock, I like the grungy side.
Gotcha. All right, who's funnier, you or John?
Funnier? Depends. John doesn't have to try. When I do try, I'm not funny. So.
You're honest though, aren't you, bud?
Yeah. John's very
He's dry.
He's that side character that just makes you laugh because they just have no filter or face. And then I'm the one that just bounces off the walls or I don't know, gets drunk and front flips off a table. I don't know.
Yep.
Not that I'm going to do that, but
You probably have.
but I'm the
Oh, he hasn't.
no.
He
But-
did flip off a paddleboard one time and almost broke his neck because
Yeah.
he hit the
Jeez,
paddleboard.
that hurt.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
That was right out here,
And
I think.
I still feel that
Off of
in my
17th
chest.
Broke your
Street, walk over.
sternum
Yeah.
with your chin.
With my chin, and I still if I do something wrong with these muscles, it almost feels
Oh my
like
gosh.
it just hurts.
What's one thing you're most excited about in your 20s? You got 10 years of those, or actually 9.5 now.
I think my first set of adult years. That's the young adult years too, so that's the fun years as an adult. I mean, I am going to be a lot more. I'm not going to be the party type or the one that goes on vacations every other week, but those are the years. I mean, if I want to go,
Do what you want.
I can go do what I want. Yeah, and I don't have an aging body and I don't have a lack of ambition to do what I want.
Yeah, the world is yours. Last question, and then we'll close up. Think about this. If your life was a TV show, your life encompassing us and your life, what would it be called?
The Office. Parkour.
What would it be called? I don't know, man. What would it be called?
Yeah, if it was a TV show, what would your life be called right now?
Something
Clueless.
Clueless. Something along the lines of the life of an American family in 20. I don't know. I don't know.
Do you think we're a typical American family in 2025?
Yes. Not to today's standards, but to earlier years, yes. We're a pretty solid family unit. We have more traditional beliefs and values that other people just kind of gave up on. But yeah, I think so. Not to today's standards, but to an earlier time, yes.
Do you feel like you've been free to come up with your own conclusions about life and the world? Or do you feel like, I mean, let's be real, we're all heavily influenced. You come into this world being heavily influenced.
Yeah, that's something.
Nobody's biased.
That's something I've definitely wrestled with mentally, because I realize there's a lot of things that I'm swayed on, right? Like my Christian values and all that stuff. But I also realize I did come to that myself, and I think it's not everyone's like this, but for me, it's definitely you can draw them to the water, or you can draw a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. With a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
Is that how we've been with you?
Yes, I think so.
Well, that's how we tried to be with you.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that I'm really proud of you of, this is something that it comes from our generation, is your manners.
Manners.
I love that our boys have manners. I love that
when we have them.
Y'all better remember to bring them back.
I
have to get on to them all the time. I'm like, what did
But
you
I love
say?
that yes ma'am, no ma'am, please and thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those
a lot of people would call us pious for that.
maybe, but I will tell you this, and this will go back to our nursing career. And I told Faith this when she first started. If you say yes ma'am and no ma'am and please and thank you to a patient, you can be one of the worst nurses that they have in their whole hospital stay, but they will love you to death.
Yeah.
Because you treat them with respect and you showed manners. So I promise you, everyone's listening, everyone that's Jackson's generation, maybe younger, if you hear this, manners matter.
Yeah, they do.
They will take you further than...
You know, it's actually, because I'm around a lot of kids now, because Caitlin's family's massive, and she has siblings having kids
You
now.
always said you wanted a big family.
Yes. And it is kind of weird hearing, some kid that's 10 or less saying, yeah, or what, or huh, or, you know what I'm saying?
So are you going to continue that with your children, manners?
Yes, I'm going to try.
Awesome. Good deal. All right, and I guess we'll end with just saying what I'm probably the proudest of Jackson for. There's so many things. Like Jackson.
He's so smart.
Jackson literally made me a mom, so there's that. But I am proud of Jackson in the sense that he literally stands up for his faith, no matter what. Like he doesn't force it on anybody. He's quiet. Like I said, he does his own thing. But if you ask him questions or if you corner him, I'm confident that Jackson would be like, this is what I believe and this is why. Here's where I'm impressed with Jackson and proud of Jackson and here's why I believe it. Instead of just leaving, I believe it because I was told, or I believe it because I believe it. It's what it feels good to me. Jackson is not a feely person. You are not one that goes with, well, I feel this way today, so I'm going to base my whole everything about it. I'm most proud of Jackson because he has never strayed away from his faith since a young boy. It's almost like you can't convince me that there's not a God because I've seen it play out in my own life, but also in my son's life. I didn't have to do too much. Does that make sense? Like, God had his hand on Jackson from the very beginning. And I could sit back and look and just see how Jackson could sit there and listen to a Sunday school teacher, listen at a very young age to a pastor that was high and lofty and speaking of theological things. And Jackson understood it.
And I recognize that because, like, you had to go through this. You had to go through this a lot too, and Kaylin's having to go through it now. I grew up. Basically, obviously, my understanding of things deepened as I got older, and it will continue to do that. But I grew up basically understanding the things. Y'all have
Knowing
had to-
there's a God.
And what I've recognized is I'm the lucky one because y'all have had to flip, whether that's your
Unlearn.
religion or beliefs or just unlearning something that you've believed so heavily and for so long, but y'all have had to wrestle with yourselves, and I've just kind of had to
Embrace.
take what I knew and just make it better. You know what I'm
Grow.
saying? Yeah.
What a blessing. Anyway, that's awesome. That's why I'm proud of you. Keep being you, Jackson. Keep going out there. Of course, this is proof that there's so many layers to Jackson. And
He's an encyclopedia too, by the way.
He's
Literally,
funny.
you can pull up. We can rapid fire him in the car taking trips of any subject you want, from the stars to the core of the earth and anything in between, and Jackson will know something about it and be able to tell you facts about
Yeah.
it.
One of my most
Anything.
recent things of doing that, we were out back. We were putting up those string lights with y'all, and Kaylin was chilling with me out there, and I told her how a light bulb works. And she's just like, okay.
thanks for the information. Y'all's kids are going to be so funny because they're going to have all these random facts that they know from you, and then they're going to have Caitlin like doing karate, because that's a story in itself. Like, they're going to be like karate chopping little mind ninjas.
And car enthusiast. Jackson
gosh.
is a car and truck enthusiast.
Well, we'll do this again, Jackson, because
Yeah.
like I said, you're full of layers, and it takes a minute to get there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think there's so much to you that's just interesting. I'd love to see you and your brother together.
Mhm.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for joining us, and thanks for hanging in there with us. And
Thank y'all.
we love you, and we're proud of you. And if you want to buy a house from Jackson, he's
Right
here.
here. Yeah.
He's here. All right, guys. Thanks.